Come on!
Broadcast Hippo Digital Media. What is up, everybody? Good morning. morning. Hi.
Morning.
What's the matter, Demetrius? Why you look all perplexed? D.
You can't hear us.
I think he's hearing some feedback. So am I.
You are too?
Feedback. I'm not hearing it.
Wow. So Tiefel's not hearing it, but everyone else is hearing it. So
I hear it when Donnie talks.
And Tiefel, you gotta speak up, dude. Your echo cancellation is on. I don't know, Donnie.
I'm speaking the same volume I always speak.
Okay. Well,
Good morning. Okay, I'm good.
You're good?
Mm-hmm.
Demetrius, you okay?
Some good grade A radio right here.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Hey, man. By the way,
makes, baby.
Speaking of Tiefel, I do have to say, I have to compliment him. Okay. Sure, he's hideous. Sure, he's socially awkward. Sure, he looks like a Unabomber. All that is true. Okay. Sure, he can't get a woman. All that is true. But damn, this dude not only gave up fast food and eating out as he was doing 2 to 3 times a day.
3 times it was every meal.
Every meal was eating every meal out. Now cooks every meal at home, gourmet meals, and now has started working out. This dude is really and lost like 50 pounds.
Yeah, I'm down 47 pounds, and yesterday was my first day. Yesterday was the first day at the gym.
Yeah, yesterday was this is his first day at the gym. So I mean, look at I know, right? That deserves an applause, man. So what I mean, you're obviously what brought you to this point? Like what said, "Hey, I'm gonna change things."
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a period, and I don't know how long that period was, and I'm not gonna call it depression because I never got any sort of diagnosis or anything. But there was a period where I just didn't care, but I did care. So like I stopped really caring. I ate out for every meal. I was in a cycle of being perpetually broke because I ate out every meal, and that gets costly. And then of course I was gaining weight and stuff, and then I just wasn't taking care of stuff at home or doing anything like that. And then as a result, at home I was living on borrowed furniture and not really taking care of the place. So I also didn't invite anyone over to my home on there because I at least had the sense to be embarrassed by it. And then I don't know, sometime around Christmas last year, Christmas 2020, I just decided enough was enough, and decided to start cooking from home. Started slow, and then snowballed to what I do now. And I redid my whole apartment. I actually keep it straight and clean now, which is fine. And then I didn't start off with the goal of losing weight. The losing weight happened just as a consequence of eating from home and not eating out for every meal, because it turns out what makes you fat and broke, eating out for every meal for a decade.
Yes. Because here's the problem. Unless you're a restaurant that advertises healthy, your only goal is to make the most delicious food. And I was watching Oprah one time, and Paula Deen is on there, and she's dumping in butter and heavy cream and Oprah says,
and just a soupçon of racism.
Yes, just a soupçon. Oh, look who's here, Gina.
Speaking of fat.
So Paula Deen's on there, and then Oprah's like, "This looks amazing, Paula. I can't wait to try it, but obviously it's not very healthy." And Paula Deen says, "Honey, I'm your cook, not your doctor." So there's no benefit to a restaurant to make it healthy. Its benefit is to make it delicious, to make you come back.
Yeah, and I'm a man of habit. So I found a place that was cheap and the food was okay, and I liked the people, so I ended up going to Steak and Shake all the time. Yeah. And but then I don't know what did it, but like I said, I'm just the weight loss was a consequence when I noticed I was losing.
Quarantine did it, Tifo. You had to stay home. There was no restaurants open.
This was prior. I started prior to quarantine.
Oh.
I started because quarantine didn't start until actually, because I take the week off of my birthday every year, and I had plans. I had plans in this last year. I had plans in 2020.
Hold on.
That's real life.
Hold on.
That's real
As
life.
much as I love this build Christopher up moment,
Yes.
what kind of bitch ass shit is a week off for your birthday?
Why would I want to come into work on the week of my
Kardashian.
birthday?
What are you doing? Who are you? Justin Bieber?
I'm doing nothing. I'm getting paid to sit my ass at home on my birthday. That's what I'm doing.
Most people
take a week up. It's my birthday week. You know, everybody who says that, I want to just slap in the mouth.
Yeah, I'm not. Like, I just take the week off, and that's my gift to myself.
Most people actually work their birthday day where they work the day of their birthday.
It's not my fault they work a shitty job that doesn't have vacation days.
No,
no, he's not going to waste it on you.
I like to take a week off for my birthday. I pamper myself. I get a pedicure. I get the full gray hairs in my beard twisted and then secured back into the beard.
I get 6 weeks a year, man.
I'm pretty sure there's a bubble bath involved in this. Oh yeah. So, and a mimosa.
Excuse me, but no, I don't really, like I said, I don't really know
Mariah Carey's Christmas album.
Wait. I want to ask.
Even during quarantine. Actually, no, it wasn't before quarantine. But even during quarantine, I was ordering DoorDash all the time for every meal.
Yeah.
So I mean, it didn't matter that the restaurants were closed. I was still eating out for every meal.
Question for everybody. Yeah. Don't answer yet, Tiefel. Does Tiefel own a bathrobe that he walks around in?
100%.
100%. Demetrius?
I'll go 105%.
Demetrius?
I want to say pair of shorts and a t-shirt that he's had since 2005. Like
his first concert or something?
Yeah. Something that says like AC/DC, something that has fingers like this on it.
So you say no. Demetrius says no robe.
No.
Donnie and Gina say robe. I'm gonna go no robe. I say because he's never had anyone over. I think he just a t-shirt and underwear. A t-shirt and underwear.
He doesn't mean he uses it all the time, but he definitely has one.
Donnie?
We're talking about a man who takes a week off for his birthday.
I know.
Just get dressed every day. That is definitely robe behavior. I'm still going no robe.
I'm not going for the judgment, Donnie. You're going to Cedar Point every other weekend. I don't need the judgment of he takes his birthday off. All right.
Hey man, you brother. So robe, Christopher.
All right. So Demetrius is actually the most accurate. There is no robe in existence in my apartment. I do. Wow. I when I get home, I do change into a pair of basketball shorts and a t-shirt that is old.
T-shirt that is old.
But it has no print on it. I own very few t-shirts that actually have printing on them because I prefer plain.
Cool. Yeah, and I'm not a t-shirt. I'm not a t-shirt guy. I don't know. Fat people,
as he says, wearing a t-shirt.
I know fat people in t-shirts is just not a good look to me. I just don't. I would rather wear button up.
I think this is growth for Andrew. He's recognizing he's fat.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing I've had to recognize is that I'm old because Friday I get a random call from the Wood County Health Department. And they said, "Hey, we're doing booster shots for the elderly. Would you like to get one?"
Cedar Point age is erased.
I feel like I have been trying to tell you that you're old for years, and you should look at me now and say, I'm sorry I was such a jerk to you every time you told me I was old.
But see, Andrew, I really don't feel like that's why they called you. I think next to your name, it said like something like plus size, and they couldn't say old. You know, they couldn't say, hey, we got records here that say you're a little heavier than normal people. Would you like to come down? So they're like, we're pushing everybody to the senior thing. There's like a 20-year-old kid who smokes who's like, they called me because they said I was elderly.
They're like, we're calling everybody fattest to slimmest, and you're at the top of the list.
Yeah. And they were like, and for the first time ever, Z comes first.
It's funny because being obese is getting the vaccine is the only time being obese has ever actually paid off for me. I got it before most everybody else in my age group because I was in that risk factor.
Well, congratulations.
Now, it has cost me women. It has cost me activities that I've wanted to do. It has cost me a lot of things. But I got the vaccine first, motherfuckers.
Whoa.
I just want you guys to know I got the vaccine so I could still not do anything.
It's like I still not go out and enjoy life.
I just so I'm protected to my sedentary life.
Because you know that the world would be a worse place.
Yeah.
Worst impersonations of me.
First
ever.
of all, I'd like you guys to know that my CPAP
Really,
company
Tifo? Because I feel like
paid
they're
for
probably
it.
the most spot on impersonations they've
Horrible,
ever done.
horrible.
All right.
Horrible.
All right. Well, we know it. We know it was health related because if it was only age, Demetrius would have got his phone call too.
Thank you, Donnie. Donnie P on the board.
I just had to get the heat off of Tifo for a second.
I know. All right.
you.
Natasha says, "Go Tifo! Congratulations on everything. You guys gave you some applause. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. So I don't watch Dancing with the Stars anymore. You guys know I protest Dancing with the Stars, and people are really on Tyra Banks because
At what point did you start protesting Dancing with the Stars?
when they got rid of Tom Bergeron for no reason.
Do you
On the
think
show.
that
He came
there's
on the next
somebody
day.
in the back room like, you guys, our ratings are down. What's going on? Oh my God, Andrew Z is not watching.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
We need to take him out.
So it wasn't when they had Tucker Carlson on. It was when they got rid of the host.
No,
Got
it
rid of
was Spicer. It was
Sean
Spicer.
Spicer?
Sean Spicer. And Tom Bergeron actually says that that's why they let him go, is because
Really?
he was against Sean Spicer coming onto the show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He said that he brought that up to the executives. He said this isn't a good move for the show. We shouldn't have political people on, especially somebody like that. And then he goes, the next thing he started feeling the freeze out, and he kind of knew that he wasn't going to be back that next year.
Well, I didn't know that. By the way, for those who don't know, Sean Spicer was Donald Trump's first
Liar.
press secretary.
First liar.
First liar.
First dude to just look a camera in the eye and tell a lie that would normally shake a human being to their core.
On his
Right.
first day too.
I know. He said that
Like he hadn't even fully moved into his office.
he said that the inauguration was the biggest inauguration they've ever had in Washington. And then, of course, there were people that presented pictures of many other people that had bigger inaugurations.
They were like, look, this is a festival that Chubbs the Clown had. More people showed up to that. This is Chubbs the Clown. He's famous for balloon animals.
He is famous. I love
It's
Chubb.
like the vibe was big. It was like the vibe.
Okay,
That was big.
so Dancing with the Stars. So anyway, people are they're calling for the people, not like management, but I don't know where they're at with it. But the people are calling for Tyra Banks to be fired. It's got the lowest ratings that it's ever had. She's basically destroyed the show. So I haven't been watching for a couple seasons, but I did read that Mel C from the Spice Girls got eliminated this week. And you know, when you're a celebrity, the most important thing to you is how people view you, right? So you think going on Dancing with the Stars is going to be great. You're going to tell your story. You're going to be beloved. And she turns in the best performance of all of them. She got she got the highest scores and then got eliminated. So as a celebrity, that basically says it doesn't matter how good you dance. We fucking hate you. We're assigned America, and you gotta go. It's gotta be the worst boost. I mean, if you're not a good dancer, that's cool. But if you do the best dance out there, you're like, oh, I just nailed it. The judges love me. Everyone loves me. I am so loved. And then you still get kicked off the show. That's to the celebrity. That's got to be just a dagger to the heart.
Welcome to a day in the life of Andrew Z.
Yes, thank you.
Dancing
Right?
with the Stars is a popularity contest.
I know, that's what I'm
It doesn't-
saying.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good of a dancer. I've seen some horrible dancers make it through to like the finals
Yeah.
because they got some rabid fans. It's
Yep.
just
Mhm.
you're Mel C. You know, you're not. As Victoria Beckham goes, so do the Spice Girls. I hate to break the news to you, kid, but
Mel-
you should have.
Mel C is the proverbial drummer of the Spice Girls.
Right? Like the
I still
only
prefer
thing.
Ginger.
The only thing that you can hope to do as a
That's
Spice
funny.
Girl that's not Victoria Beckham is sleep with Eddie Murphy. Like that's the only thing you can do.
So it just got to be a hit to the ego, though, to just know that you nailed it and know that America still hates you, even though you
You
were
know,
the answer to the
you
show.
Yeah,
know what's
see
so
ya.
funny is just knowing that JoJo Siwa has got it locked down because she's got like the LBGTQ vote and 12-year-old girls who are making their parents vote who are hating it right now. They're like, I gotta vote for this sinner.
Um,
They had the same thing on Last Comic Standing, and it actually made it on the air. Is the comic that the judges voted to go through ended up getting dropped, and the producers overrode them and put another comic through, and like Drew Carey and the other judges threw a fit on it when they found out what happened. Basically, like, our word means nothing. It turns out in their contracts they had something about the producers can override if they choose.
I remember a couple years. Go ahead, D.
Last comic standing was, and this is just like a little look behind the curtain. Like the people that actually made it through were booked by agents. It was never really like a raw audition. Those people who got on the show had spots booked for them. They had audition
Yeah.
time. So when you saw all those long ass lines and all these hungry ass comics, like most of them never had a shot because those spots were already given out to high like comics who were really, really.
Well, the first couple years you could get in front of people because Demetrius and I went, and we were out there and like nonstop. They're just driving people up and like, what the hell is going on? All these comics that had like agents and stuff, and I'm like, this isn't how it's supposed to go. But I actually went a year or two before that and stood in line, but got there early, and everybody that was like the first 100 got in front of the judges. So like, I don't know when they changed it because we were in a pretty good spot in line. When we went, we were only like 60 people back, and it all day long they're just trucking people in, and then at the end of the day they're like, "We're gonna take you guys out back to talk to some producers." I'm like, "All right."
Well, I remember when I found out that American Idol's got clauses in there that says, "Hey, America votes, but really, the producers have the option to override America votes." So I don't even know if the envelopes were always accurate to or if they're looking for the most buzz or need the right people to go through.
So are you saying these elections are unsecure?
Yeah.
Are you saying that
Yes.
We need voter ID. No, it's like in the UK where they did where they held a public vote to name a new research vessel, and the popular choice was Bodie McBokeface. And so the committee overrode it and went and named it after David Attenborough. But as a nod to the public, they named one of the smaller submersibles Bodie McBoatface.
I love it.
I so full of useless facts that I don't think he's fat. I think he's just full of useless facts.
You just got to drop some of those facts.
Which is why he's always pushing for 4 stories. Like he gets one more story, gets one more pound.
Hey, you let me do my 4. You let me get that 4th story out. That helps keep my blood pressure down because it's releasing things. So.
You know what's super cool about my schedule? I have to leave at 7:15.
Oh, Gina. So I was gonna say, I remember when reality shows. Remember the early days when we thought they were real, like the first Survivor or the first real world Real World was like the first one, I think, and then Survivor. We always thought they were real, and then
I stopped believing anything on TV or movies was real after the Blair Witch Project. I went into that thing thinking it was 100% real, and I watched that thing, and I was so scared for those kids. And then, like a week later, I found out it was all fake,
we were
and I
being
just
lied
lost
to.
faith.
I know.
I lost faith in television after the first Fantasy Island episode, and I was like, "There is no way there's a guy making a tiny white suit for this cat. There is no like, what is that? Is that like half the price of what he has to charge Mr. Rourke? That's not fair."
That reference does date you a bit, Demetrius. I'm surprised you haven't gotten your health department call.
No, he got it. He's just not telling anyone.
I don't answer it.
I guess I don't understand why when in sizes when they charge you, why is small through large the same price? Because large is more material than small. But then once you get to XL, double X, and all those, then it goes up in price.
Because
but
it's a lot of fucking material.
But small's more material. Large is more material than small.
Small to large are normal average, so they keep them the same price. Then you start getting into the X sizes, and they're having to freaking like dress a blimp. So yeah, it's going to cost you a bit more.
We all wear X sizes on this show.
What are you talking about?
And let me just and look at it from this way. You know, look, nobody was paying for large and medium porn. They had to go out with triple XL porn, right? That's how, like, nobody wanted to see regular size porn. They needed it on a bigger screen.
Yes, that's true. All right. Thanks for tuning in the show, you guys. Everybody, we appreciate it. Tell a friend. Tell anybody. Share it on your page. Like it, interact, make comments, comment on the post so we can get some, what do they call it, traction, I don't know, algorithms, the algorithm gods on our side. That always helps us. Morning, Connie. Thank you guys so much. We do
appreciate technical explanation of how that works.
Yes.
You saw my face.
He's just gonna burn some sage and wave some bones over it to get the algorithm gods on our side.
Whatever it takes.
Gonna sacrifice a few chicken wings.
Ooh, speaking, Natasha says it's like all the size of drinks for $1 at McDonald's. Really, a small 75, but you pay $1. Like, is anyone gone to McDonald's because all the drinks are the same price and been like, I want a medium? No, don't you automatically?
I do for the kids because I don't want them drinking a whole giant soda. So, like, I'll get a small for the kids.
Even though it's $1, you're like, whatever.
Well, yeah, because it's not about the price; it's about the fact that I'm not feeding them full of caffeine.
They're not going to finish it anyway.
Yeah,
that too.
Yeah. You know what's really weird though is like, so here in the States, you go to McDonald's, you got your small, you got your medium, you got your large, and your large is this big ass like bucket some bitch, right? Which
is exactly
Canada,
how you have to say that. You have to say it, bucket some bitch. Bucket some bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
I'm gonna need a bucket some bitch with those fries.
So I went, but like when I go up to Canada and like you stop by like McDonald's and you're like, I want a large, their large is our medium.
Yeah, but and they're not as fat as
mind blown.
Yeah.
It's freaking weird. I was very disappointed the first time. Like I asked for a large, and
Tifel just lost a pound.
and they handed me a medium, and I'm like, I asked for a large, and they're like, that is a large, and I was like, damn Canada.
Have you ever?
Sir, you must be from America, you gluttonous fat fuck.
Yeah, that's what his eyes were saying. That's what was in his eyes. That's exactly what was in the kid's eyes, right there. And then I had to pay with something called a loonie. And that just pissed me off more.
Have you ever seen how the plates and portions from like 25, 30, 40 years ago compared to the plates and portion size now? It's out of control how much we eat. Like compared to the normal sizes back then, we look at them and like, this isn't going to get me full. And I don't
go to Nick's.
Yesterday, I got into an argument with somebody because they said that somebody who had just turned like 40 was going through their midlife crisis. And I'm like, first of all, why is 40 your midlife crisis? And she goes, well, 40 is like the halfway age to when you die. And I went, first of all, have you never watched the news? There is science and everything that keeps people around for like Willard Scott would have been reading birthdays forever nowadays with the hundreds and hundred of 100-year-olds that are out there. And she was like, well, people just die. And I said, 100 years ago, 10 years old, people would be in their midlife crisis. 10 years old, people would be like, well, I'm going to get cholera when I turn 20. So fuck, I might as well go out here and fucking punch and have sex with as many fucking 10-year-olds as I can.
Getting a new donkey.
Yes.
Red
Yeah,
one.
Context, Gina,
Man,
context,
I'm
please.
so tired when Isaiah comes back with a new donkey every time he turns 10.
And
D can never run for office now because if anybody takes that clip and just clips it's over.
I want to have sex with more 10-year-olds. What?
No.
Yeah.
What did
Both
he
of
say?
you have just eliminated yourselves from any political.
He just wrote his opponent's campaign ad.
Right.
Like, it's just that audio bite.
They would take the part out where he said, when I'm 10, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. And if I were to ever run, there would be this long ass movie that I would play. And it would be all the shit that I have done. And I'd be like this. All right, so now that that's over, I'm running for mayor.
It's gonna be like you're gonna 8 Mile him.
Yeah.
Be like Rabbit.
Technically,
I do live in a trailer with my mom.
Technically, Dee's right. 40 is not middle aged. It's actually 39 because the average life expectancy is 78
Dude, you're
for
gonna be
males.
so skinny by the time this show's over.
You can have a crisis in your 20s if you want. You hit 26 and you're like, oh no.
I've been having a crisis since 1977, you guys. I've never not been having a crisis. I don't know what that means.
I had a crisis at 22 and I realized my birthdays are meaningless from now on.
Yeah. Well, then stop taking a week off.
That's why.
Well,
honestly.
Well, no,
Your
because
your
you had
birthday means
because you
shit,
had
Christopher.
no, because you had before that you have 13, you become a teenager. Then you have 18, you become an adult. Then you have 21, you can drink alcohol, and then after that, it's just downhill.
Well, somewhere in there's your golden
16.
birthday is a big one. Your golden birthday, whenever that is.
You know what? All this stuff should be about your moms. It is your moms who pushed your fat ass out of her tiny
She
vagina.
gets Mother's
It
Day.
is your mom who has to remember the 18 hours that she got pushed. It is your mom who had to have that little thing cut so they could get the baby out. And like that thing, like those are, she gets the card. Fuck you.
What's a golden birthday?
It's when somebody pees on you.
You've got to pay extra for that.
Trump's got a cake.
The fact that you said that so quickly is concerning.
I know.
You didn't think about that.
First of all, the fact that none of you guys shouted it before me upsets me.
What golden birthday is where you turn it only happens once. No, it happens once in your life. No. What is your goal? Let me
I
look.
think it's 50.
Golden.
Isn't 50 the golden anniversary?
Your gold birthday or golden birthday is the year you turn the same age as your birthday. For example, turning 25 on the 25th or 31 on the 31st.
Yeah.
So
my-
I picked that too. What
We
the
all
fuck?
missed ours.
I know mine.
16
Mine was
my
at
golden
6.
birthday.
Mine was at 6. That's your golden birthday. Is the day of when you're born and yeah.
You
So,
want to know what
I
your
feel
sad
like I got
birthday
robbed.
is?
We can still do it on our year birth.
yeah. What did D?
You guys want to know what your sad birthday is?
Yes.
It's when somebody poops on you. It's sad. It's very bad.
It's your brown birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. Your brown-eyed birthday. They wrote a song about it. It's crazy.
It's your Cleveland birthday.
Oh my
There's some
god.
very specific
glad
German
I'm here.
instructional videos on this
Your-
topic.
Your Baker Mayfield birthday.
Did you? Speaking of McDonald's, which we were, I think, at some point, Adele said if she was on death row, her last meal on death row would be a McChicken nugget with a Big Mac and then fries.
Mhm.
That's so
Good for her.
sad. to
That's not
me.
sad. That's a punishment for the coroner. The guy who's got to do the autopsy. They gotta now you gotta find all that nasty McNugget and quarter pounder. You're like,
It's her revenge from beyond the grave.
That just means she never eats that
in
stuff.
colon.
No, she says she eats it. It's her favorite food, and she eats it once a week. That she eats McDonald's.
So she sits down once a week to a McNugget, a Big Mac, all in the same meal.
No, I think she just means McDonald's in general. That she does eat at McDonald's once a week. So if you had, and you can't pick everything, your last meal, what's I'm torn. I know. I think mine is going to be the burrito from this place in Tucson, Arizona. I told you guys where they cook the meat for 30 days above the roof.
On the roof.
30 degrees. Yeah. It's the meat. They cook the meat. It just sits up there on the roof in a container.
Your midlife happened whenever you ate that burrito.
Demetrius didn't hear about that one. That was like before.
Really?
I'm good.
Yeah.
He wants a roof burrito. Look at his face.
Where they just set the meat out on the roof.
It's the
I'm
grossest
sure there's
thing.
like foil and stuff involved.
And it just sits there in a container, and then they put it in a tortilla. And why don't what do they call it? Cancer?
No, it's a giant, and it was
I think they call it food poisoning. Actually, pretty
Right.
sure.
USA Today burrito one. They named it one of the best burritos in the country, and I can't remember that. Oh, the place is called El Charro. That's where they make it. Is El Charro, and
So let me get this straight. The USA Today called it one of the best burritos in the country. What did Mexico Today call it?
stupid Americans. We don't even have burritos.
Stupid fat fucks.
Yeah, like good.
Stupid fat fucks.
One less person guarding the border. Eat up, chubs.
I know I can outrun you. Keep eating, motherfucker.
You have fell for the burrito and Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
I know the Mexican pizza is so delicious. And there's nothing Mexican.
So good.
Well, why would Taco Bell just do that? Just let it just go. It just makes no sense to me.
I thought they were bringing it back. I thought the people have spoken.
Oh, and by the way, the meat is called carne, Carne, seca. It's the one that made them famous. I'm looking at their website right now. And it's the carne seca burrito, and it's huge. And like I said, they make the meat on the roof of the place, so it's delicious.
So it's got to be delicious. It's roof meat.
Roof meat, bro.
Holy shit! This tastes like roof meat. Is this roof meat? No. This is attic meat. We're not enough to we can't really put it on the roof.
Would they fly it? Like if you were actually on death row and you wanted that specific burrito, would they have to do they have to fly it to you? Like, do they have to
I think so.
accommodate that?
It has to be something that the commissary can make.
Oh,
They stop.
There goes another pound.
Stopped accommodating the weird request for out.
Tifa, where are you?
I know. Holy shit, you're wasting away to nothing. Hold on to some of them dumbass facts.
And besides, you guys all have the wrong answers for your last meal if you're on death row. I learned this lesson from the show Raising Hope. What you do is you ask for the Shamrock Shake and the McRib. Those two are rarely ever available at the same limited time. So it buys you a lot more time.
Except you just said with your stupid, useless fact.
Exactly.
Well, so he just gained a pound.
So I'm gonna give you a fact from the website. So if you ever go to Tucson, the place is called El Charro, and it's the home of the giant chimichanga with the carne seca meat in it. It's the giant chimichanga. But this lady invented the chimichanga that started the restaurant. She said while frying her now famous El Charro tacos, she accidentally dropped a burrito in the frying pan, and when the oil splashed up,
accidentally drop a burrito in the frying pan. What were you doing? Where a burrito? Were you precariously balancing it on your nose? What the fuck were you doing around a deep fryer, fucking around playing with a burrito, and just lost grip of it? It's a tube.
You were saying You were singing to it like burrito,
Yeah.
burrito, I'm gonna eat you.
This
And
is
then
why
drop-
you got 3 ex-husbands, because you can't hold on to a fucking burrito.
a lot of that.
I ain't having her drop my penis in the goddamn deep fryer. That ain't happening. It's shit. It's smaller than a burrito. She can't hold on to a goddamn burrito.
So she's making tacos. She accidentally dropped a burro in the frying pan, and when the
Donkey?
oils,
Like
when
a donkey.
no,
Now Arizona, they call
Donkey.
burritos burros.
yeah, they call it burros. So she dropped a burro in the frying pan, and when the oil splashed up, she was about to lash out a common Spanish cuss word starting with "ch," but because she was amongst her young nieces and nephews, she changed it to chimichanga,
Bullshit.
and that's the
Bullshit.
that's the equivalent
That
of thingamajig.
Mm.
And
Meanwhile, when I was in high school, there was a girl in our class that worked at Jack in the Box and dropped the tongs in the fryer and went in after them.
Did she eat them and then did they call them tongos? Is that what happened?
A tamachongo?
A tamitongo.
She got, like, to her
deep fried
credit,
tongs.
from what I hear, she got them.
Most
She
of the
got
Mexican
she pulled
people
them-
I
she
know
pulled
would
them
have
out,
yelled shit.
but then she saw her arm and dropped them again and had to be stopped from going in again.
Oh my god, I can't.
Wow. And then he's lost another pound.
That's like those people that walk across hot coals. I mean, I guess if you got your mind straight, you can just stick your hand into hot oil and grab.
You know what it was? It was the first guy who was trapped in his car with his wife around like a volcano, and she was just like, "How the fuck are we gonna get out of here? How the fuck?" And he was just like, "Fuck this."
Smoke coming off his feet.
He were like,
And his
"Did you
life
see
was
that guy?"
changed.
Yep.
And
They were
then
like, "Ah,
they
I
started.
told you this is what he'd do to get rid of Brenda.
And he started teaching his technique to others, and that's how now we have hot coal walkers. It all started with a dude that was taking a little trip in Hawaii. He was on vacation, and he got got surrounded by lava. And his wife was in his ear. Why'd you take this way? I told you to go left.
I will go left."
Just open the door. Oh shit! All right, last thing before we get into TEFL, before we got all up into TEFL.
It's getting them.
Oh no, wait, we didn't get what's your last meals? So last meal, mine is my carne seca burrito from El Charro, the home of the chimichanga. They invented the chimichanga. What about you, D? What's your last meal?
My last meal.
Your last meal
Oh,
request.
man.
Anybody?
You know, I will tell you, it is. It is the tour of Italy from Olive Garden.
Not even
Bring
from
pasta
Italy.
for the
Like
win.
he needs fake.
No, but they
Italy.
have to take him to Italy,
They're
and
like-
then he can escape.
they're like, okay, so you need me to order something from Italy, the tour of it, and bring it. No, just Olive Garden. They're like, no, that's cool.
Yeah. But see, this is the kicker. I get endless breadsticks and salad.
Yeah.
You're gonna filibuster your death.
Yep. I'm just gonna be like, buddy, I got room for some more salad. They only give you like 2 black olives per salad. This is bullshit.
All right, so the tour of Italy from Olive Garden for Demetrius. Anybody else?
This is my number one reason I can never kill anybody, because I would never be able to pick my last meal. So I just can't kill anybody to be on death row.
Well,
So
see, my idea is you don't in my idea you don't actually have to pick your last meal, because you just choose a buffet, and then you
And
then
have
just eat
all
forever?
the options. Then you just have all the options.
oh yeah.
You know?
I
You know,
think
going
I
on.
have to go with, I don't know. I think I'd have to go with Chinese food, like some kind of Chinese food.
You're just gonna be hungry before they kill you.
I mean,
You know, an hour
well,
later.
I mean,
that's
hopefully they
crazy.
kill
now
me
my
very
stomach
quickly.
is growling, and I got Pitocin pumping through my.
I don't know. I feel like I just think Chinese would be my go-to. I don't know.
All right.
Or
I'm
chicken
gonna do,
chunks.
Or chicken
All
chunks.
right. I'll do
Donnie,
the,
You look at the garden, you go, I need a live cow and a hammer.
Because that's what they're handing the death row inmates,
So
a
I'm
weapon.
putting on a show before I go.
And Gina almost accidentally dropped the cow into the fryer one time when she was cooking it.
And then I said chit.
She was like cowachunga, and that's how we have
Cowachunga.
these days.
Got chicken nugget. Dang it.
Wait, I gotta go.
All right, bye, Gina.
Bye.
Good seeing you, man. All right,
Dude, I'm gonna go with street tacos from Cinco,
yeah.
and I also get the margarita,
Uh-huh.
a big one, and then I'll eat enough chips and salsa, and then I'll be full. I'll be like, I think I'm ready to go because I'm in a lot of pain as it is because I ate too much. So let's
With your chips and salsa, do you get the cheese dip thing?
Yeah, we get the cheese dip. We even do the queso fundido where they
Oh,
put
the chorizo in it.
well, we do chorizo, or I actually prefer. No offense, Andrew. I know you love chorizo, but
Yes.
we prefer the ground beef.
Oh, okay.
They do it with ground beef too, so it's like a cheesy ground beef thing.
You know what I've noticed?
Love
It's a whiter version of
As we've gotten into the case,
Gringo.
one thing
Thank you for being the one to say it,
Gringo,
because I was about to.
Gringo version.
Gringo fundido.
Gringo Fundito.
As I've gotten into the queso game and we've been pretty successful at it, I realize now how watery so many quesos are because like our queso is like thick and delicious. Like you can just, and then I noticed that they go to restaurants now and it's very thin and it doesn't stay on the chip very well. Like it'll kind of run off the chip. Now is Cinco de Mayo, are they the same way or is theirs pretty nice and thick and stays on the chip pretty well? Donnie.
It stays on the chip, but you definitely got to hold it there for a second.
Yeah,
So
see,
you don't get it on your shirt.
yeah, well, yeah. See, I know. I've noticed that about restaurants lately. All right, let's go into Tiefel. Oh, do we want to talk about this, or do you just want to go right to Tiefel? I don't know what everyone's time is. This freaking Turnpike Plaza stabbing. That story is so crazy.
What? Yeah,
You
let's talk
didn't-
about it because that's like the only place on the Turnpike where I feel relatively safe because there's a lot of people there.
Right.
You know, yeah.
So this dude just got out of his car. I guess he got the stabbies. He just got the stabbies and he just got out of his car and just started walking up to this one dude was like eating his food and stuff, and all of a sudden, dude sticks his knife in the window and stabs the dude. And he's like, then he saw blood. He's like, what is going on? This dude's just stabbing people for no reason. Like he didn't even know this person. They were both from Wisconsin, but they didn't know each other. And this dude just started stabbing people at the.
Wait, was it in Ohio? Is that why it's significant that they're from Wisconsin?
Yes.
Yes.
It happened. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
happened in Sandusky at the Sandusky travel rest stop at on the Turnpike.
Here it is.
And
Austin was in his work van. That's the guy that got stabbed. His window was down. A beautiful day. He was just eating his food. And this dude just came up and stabbed him. He said this dude approached him, made a stabbing motion to his chest. Then he initially thought that he had been punched until he saw blood. He got out of the van, ran to some nearby EMTs that just happened to be there. Another person was from Indiana was just stabbed and killed in the parking lot.
Mhm.
And then two men who were stabbed were not together. So the guy in the van, and there was just two random stabbings from this guy, and they ended up killing the guy because he went at the cops. But there's like literally no motive.
It says that in the article that they used several times a less than lethal option to try to take him down.
they shot him with rubber bullets.
Yeah, they don't specify in the article whether or not it was rubber bullets or was it rubber?
Yeah, they shot him with three rubber bullets out of a rubber bullet rifle. I guess they make those.
Yeah, the whole rifle is rubber.
Yeah, the whole rifle. He was like, "Hey, don't fuck around. I will shoot you with my Tonka rifle." Boom, boom, boom. And
I mean, I don't know about you, but that would probably take me down. Those things hurt.
I know. I
understand.
Like I've gone paintballing one time. And I decided it would be safer to stay back and guard the where your flag is, the fort,
where everybody's trying to get to.
Yeah,
Right.
Safer to guard the fort because I'm just not out just as a target. And I didn't realize that.
Where the hell are you playing paintball? Redwood Forest? I mean, that's the only place you would be comfortable. How many big ass trees do you see? Like that's just. I'm not doing that.
Like the only place staying back at the goal of the other team would be safe is like soccer. Like you're literally at the place the other team is trying to get to. Of course, you're going to get hit.
And I was wearing glasses, and then I had one hit me right on the. Dude, I had a knot on my head for a week. Those things are fucking hurt like a mother. And that's when my paintball career ended that day.
I just wonder, like, how did that start? Was somebody like, you know what? I really want to shoot people, but I don't want to kill them.
Well, I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah, and then somebody else was like, I really want to know what it's like to be shot, but I don't want to die. And then they were like, we should think of a sport together.
And there are people out there that are like wearing like take it serious. That wear camouflage. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Like
you Michiganders.
I have real. You know what? Whoever it is that shot you in your dome, though, I have super respect for, because they saw your gleaming dome and they were like, my chances come. They just shot for it. Like you were probably the one unhelmeted head in the entire game.
And I didn't even know it was coming. Like he came from out of nowhere and just went. I could just hear, and then just splat, and then the glasses were just full of paint. And I'm like, give up!
Like one of those dudes on the beach in Saving Private Ryan. Just like,
yes, that was the worst.
They say you hear it before it hits.
It's probably my worst thing ever. I could hear. Fuck. Fucking hurt. Oh, this is the worst.
I got tears in my eyes. Oh shit!
And of course I'm a big ass target, so I'm like, this game is not.
I know, and why would he? And he's just that's just him testing his skill. He could have shot you in your body. He wanted.
I know.
He literally was like, I'm going for the tiny part.
Yeah, it's too easy. The body's too big. It's too easy.
Too easy. Right.
But challenge myself.
Yep. Aim small, miss small.
All right, Tifa, it's time for Ebenezer Bushrod with the WTF News. Go ahead, Ebenezer.
The police in India may not be the most efficient, but they always do end up getting their man. A 29-year-old Sachin Rawal. I don't know how to pronounce his name properly because, white. And so he is accused of stealing a Maruti, I don't know, a Swift Dzire, a car from a showroom 2 years ago. Well, the other day, a policeman saw the car and pulled him over. And in the process of requesting the paperwork from him, as a traffic cop normally does, Sachin kidnapped the traffic officer.
Oh, geez.
And took him on a little ride. That was his answer. Instead of just running, was to actually take the officer with him on the run.
Let me ask you guys this: have you ever done something like just the crazy just overtook you and you did something and you're like, man, I wish I could take that one back. Like all this comment. It's that doing the crazy thing, following through with the crazy thing snaps you back into reality and you're like, oh fuck. What did I just do? Like, crazy. That's one of those things.
It's funny you say that because later on, after having kidnapped the traffic officer, he must have felt a little bit of guilt in the whole matter and dropped him off at police headquarters in another town.
And you're going, I'm sorry. This is a bad idea. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you out right here. Just go. I'm sorry. You come to your senses. Like you do something so crazy that it forces you to come to your senses and snaps you out of whatever crazy trance you're in. Demetrius not saying nothing.
Yeah, because I'm just like, how cool is it that you could just drop a cop off at any police station? Like, I mean, there's not like any other. Like, you're just like, okay, I'm gonna drop you off with these other cops. They'll take you. It's like you're a coyote and you've been rescued, and then they release you into the wild into another pack of coyotes. It's just like it's just like they'll nurture you and take care of you. They recognize their own. We
They have
can't
coffee.
do this with Taco Bell employees.
No.
They will eat each other, you know. But you guys,
This station is your new home.
and all the cops come out and they sniff him. They're like, "Oh, it looks like the pack is accepting him."
Dude, there's a great
Tried this with a black officer. They rejected him immediately.
there's a great commercial. I listen to a lot of podcasts and live radio on my phone or whatever. It's great. I don't think I can do it justice, but there's a great commercial. It's an RV commercial where it talks. It's an RV rental place where you like 1-800-RV or something where you can rent an RV, go and they make traveling sound like a pain in the ass. Like, Mom, Dad, we want to be on the plane. We've been on here 10 minutes already. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, you should have just taken an RV. Well, there's the one.
Really? Because 2 hours versus 12 seems like a plan. That's the dumbest commercial I've ever heard. You can't handle 2 hours of that? What makes you think being trapped in a car for 16 is going to help?
Here's one of them. Is the guy sitting at the airport waiting to board the plane, right? And there's this kid sitting next to him. It's not his, and he's like just picking boogers and just like, hey, sir, blah, 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 whatever. And then the commercial is in like this nature voice is like, and then the child disappears. The airport shall raise him now. That was so funny. He had no parents around him. He was just bugging this dude, you know, because kids will wander. Like if you're sitting somewhere, the kids will wander off. And this kid is bugging this dude, and then he just disappeared. The airport will raise him now. You had to have heard it. It was so funny.
Legend has it he's still there picking his nose.
I know.
That boy grew up to be Tom Hanks and made a movie about his life called Terminal.
What else, Tifo?
All right. Well, keeping on the theme of Indiana is looking for residents for Greensburg, which is about 50 miles southeast of Indianapolis. So they're offering incentives. They're offering, first and foremost, $5,000 to help with the relocation fees. And then they're offering a free year of YMCA membership, gift cards to local farmers markets and shops and things like that. That equal all out to be about $7,000 total incentive package. But then they're also putting the cherry on the top. They're offering grandparents on demand. So if you move to Greensburg, but you're moving away from family and friends, you have grandparents on demand to stand in with your kids on Grandparents' Day at school.
Do those come in packages? Like the cheaper package is the racist grandparents, and then
the ones that watch Fox News every night.
Yeah, like for $4.99 a month, you get like the basic like racist grandparent package, and they don't come with gifts. They just come with like racial slurs and just
the grandparents walk into the schools like, I'm sure you're teaching critical race theory here.
Yeah. So you got one of them colored friends, right? And then like the deluxe package is like grandparents that are well groomed, all their
They're a little younger.
teeth. Yeah, they're hipper. They bring presents, and that's $17.99 a month.
They travel and they take cruises and stuff.
Yeah. Like you don't have to pick those grandparents up at the airport because they've got like a car, but the like
or they
basic
understand
package
how Uber works.
Yeah, like the basic package, you got to pick them up from like the Greyhound station.
So yeah, but if you ever wanted to live in Indiana, now is the time to do it.
Yeah, it is, man. It's awesome.
All right, so going back across the pond to France, the Miss France competition is embroiled in some controversy at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, is that like the lady competition or people who just like miss being there.
These
are all-
Like I could tell you how much I miss France. Like,
Yeah,
man, it was so much fun. I wish I was back.
It's a competition in Toledo. It's just a bunch of people that are stuck in Toledo and want to be in France. And now it's time for people that miss France.
I don't. Charlie, how bad do you miss France? Man, I miss France so bad. I miss crepes. I miss baguettes. I miss Bridget. I miss Bizette. Like I miss a lot. And they're like,
I miss freedom fries. Wait, I don't even know.
Well, the women's organization, whose name translates to "Dare to be a Feminist," has been protesting the Miss France competition for years because of its obvious misogynist roots and all that stuff. Well, this year they got 3 rejected contestants to join them in a lawsuit against the competition, saying that they run afoul of French labor laws. Because they require women to be at least 5'5", unmarried, and a representation of beauty on there. But French employment law says that you cannot discriminate based on morals, age, family status, or physical appearance.
this ain't a job.
Right, I was gonna say, is this an
That's not a
application that they're
job.
filling out?
Like I hate to break the
An
news
award.
to you. It's not called, the service assistant competition. It's not, it's cashier assistant. You're trying to be Miss France. It ain't a job.
So that is what the lawsuit's going to hinge on, is whether or not the court deems the contestants to be employees of the competition and TV station that airs the competition, or as volunteers.
All right.
On there. So they found a nominal way to go back after the competition after all their protests have been ignored these many years. And these 3 women say 100% we should have made the cut, and then they didn't. So now they're suing.
Didn't like the way you looked in our uniform, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, all right. And last but not least, a robbery suspect who pulled a gun on a man and was disarmed by the same man, then tried to barter with the man to get his firearm back. On there.
Look, Chuck Norris don't trade for guns.
Just before, just a little after 1 p.m., before 1:15, manager of a convenience store had a man come in and gather about $200 worth of merchandise and walk out without paying. The manager followed him outside and confronted him, telling him he needed to return the items or pay for them. The suspect reached toward his jacket pocket. The manager could see the handle of the firearm sticking out. He struck out at the suspect and with a chopping motion on his hand on there, causing him to drop the gun. The manager quickly picked it up and started running back into his store. The suspect followed him back in, at this point disarmed.
So he was, wait a minute, he was already out of the store?
He was already out of the store.
And the guy took the gun and then ran back in the store
to get his gun back.
I would assume that's an even trade. Guns are more expensive than $200. I mean, I would look at and say, okay, you got a gun, I got a handful of honey buns.
Who falls for the karate chops anymore?
Right?
So he ran back into the store after the manager, begging for his gun back and offering to return the items in exchange.
His mom's
gun.
Yeah.
My mom's gonna kill me.
Well, she can't, sir, because I have her gun.
So
you're fine.
The
Go
manager,
home.
of course, called 911. The suspect fled. Police came and seized the weapon and then searched the area. It took about 2 hours, and they spotted him and got him. He really wanted his gun back.
He just lives in a bush nearby.
Yeah, they
We
were
don't-
like 2 hours. That's the farthest he got. They spotted. When people say they spotted him, it always says to me he's standing somewhere. It's not followed. You spotted like he was in line or waiting for a bus or reading the paper. Like if you've committed a crime, you have to be followed. You can't be spotted. Like that's the thing.
He was still wearing the same clothes he was wearing in the footage.
And we do need to put out a caution If a gun is drawn upon you, please do not try to karate chop the gun away from the.
I mean, it works for this guy. What do you mean?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't want him to be like, "Oh, I heard it work." You know, in your head, you're like, "I was listening and it worked," and then you karate chop and then you shot, and then you're like, "Then we
That's
get
exactly what I was doing. I was working myself through the whole how I'm gonna karate chop. Which hand am I gonna use?
I know
Like-
you're strong when you get
everybody thinks like they're the one, like they could be the one. I saw it in the thing. You know, I saw a lady push a grizzly bear to save her dogs. Well,
Yep.
she made it through. Well, she was the one.
And then I'm thinking, yeah, you karate chop with your right hand, but then your right handed, so that's the one he's expecting it from. So maybe you do come with the left hand.
But
You'd expect-
left
you ask
always
them,
a
be
little
like, hey,
weaker.
Yeah.
If I were to
The
karate
left
chop
hand's
you,
not getting worked out as much as the right. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well,
like-
in your house,
yeah, right. Come on,
I like to mix it up.
you gotta keep it guessing.
Yeah. Sometimes I just sit on my hand and let it fall asleep, and then it gets weird.
And then start karate chopping things.
I told you this story. My old co-host up in Flint, her daughter, it was in the middle of the night, and her daughter starts screaming, I'm she's like, I'm being attacked. So my ex-co-host, she runs into the room, and there's a hand on her daughter's face, but it's her hand, but was sleeping on it. So in the middle of the night, she put her own hand on her face, but because she couldn't feel it, because when it had fallen asleep, so someone was trying to
Oh,
cover her mouth, but it was her.
bless her heart.
It was her own hand.
I saw a movie with that. Your hand can kill you.
We put on the face like you have to have a hand transplant, and then the hand turns evil. Yeah. All right.
But that is the
The hand.
WTF news.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Tiefel.
In my defense, Demetrius, he's the one who made it sleepy.
Shut up. Demetrius, Nicodemus, make sure if you need any kind of insurance, let's say you need you have karate chop insurance?
I do have chop insurance. I call it chop insurance. Yep. Yeah. The first two incidents are covered, but after the third one, then we start thinking you're putting yourself in situations.
You become proficient in the karate chop, and you just want people to pull
Yeah,
down.
now you're just
You're
walking
asking
down
for it.
karate
Yeah.
chop alleys asking for it.
Yeah. The insurance is not licensed to just go out and seek it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
we do not sanction like actively seeking to cash in on your chop insurance.
Chop insurance. Because they call it chop insurance.
Yeah, it's
So,
insurance
all right.
fraud.
Yeah. C
Yeah.
squared. Ask for it by name.
Demetrius Nicodemus. Get him. All right, Donnie P. Go see him over at Taylor Kia. You guys have cars now.
We do. We got more yesterday.
Man, I was talking to one guy. He's like, man, we are short on cars. Like the whole parking lot looked empty. It looked like just a parking lot.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't have cars. I'm like, well, Donnie's got cars. Donnie's got cars on cars on cars. So if you're
We
looking,
do.
and that is the way to go. Also,
Well,
Colleen just handed me a flyer. If you need your place clean, New Power Property Services, they clean your what? Move out clean. So if you own an apartment complex, or if you have a rental property and your people moved out, they specialize in move in and move out cleans. There you go.
oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, and that's the thing right there. By the way, she has this new client. Was it Mommy on the River? Is that what it's called? Tower on the Mommy, and it's downtown Toledo, and it's this giant apartment building. And she got to clean the owner's penthouse and was sending me pictures like from the top of the penthouse. It's beautiful.
Well, that's the last day she works, huh?
Well, just
She,
none of the apartment.
She's sending me pictures of the apartment.
She's holding up the undies. It was like,
Yeah,
look
she's-
No, from the window. She snapshots of the outside from the window.
This is where you're gonna have to come in.
is that the old fiberglass building that they redid?
I think it is the old fiberglass tower.
I
Yeah,
don't think that thing's been open since I've been alive. I'm excited to go in there and check it out.
Yeah, well, it's apartments now. It's all apartments.
Apartments and other stuff too, I think.
Oh, all right. So go check it out. The Towers of the
Exactly
Maybe
what
a
it says,
hotel.
too. Apartments and other stuff too.
That's their motto.
That's
Right
right on the webpage.
Yeah.
Right on the side.
Very,
I'm looking for the other stuff. I got a
sophisticated.
house. I'm good. Where's the other stuff?
Demetrius, Nicodemus, Donnie P, Chris T, Mander Z. You guys have a great week. We will see you again next week. Bye, everybody.
I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo Digital Media. Come on!